In this video, we will discuss the life and work of Thomas Hart Benton, the American artist best known for his dynamic, flowing compositions and his role as a leading figure of the Regionalism art movement. His work primarily depicted scenes of everyday life, labor, and landscapes of the American Midwest and South. Who was Thomas Hart Benton? Let's find out. But first, we welcome you to RealmsBeyond, your best destination for learning about the art world, past, present, and future. We invite you to stay till the end of this video so you can gain a deeper understanding about today's featured artist. Thomas Hart Benton remains one of the most polarizing yet undeniably influential figures in American art. Born into a political aristocracy in Neosho, Missouri in 1889, Benton's artistic career was a deliberate and forceful rebellion against both his family's expectations and the transatlantic aesthetic movements that dominated early 20th century culture. As the leading figure of the American Regionalist movement, he forged a distinctive, muscular style that championed the working people of the Midwest and South, challenging the very notion of what constituted high art in the United States. To understand Benton is to understand a central conflict of American identity during the Depression era, the struggle between European abstraction and native realism, between urban intellectualism and rural populism. Benton's early life provided the foundation for his contrarian nature. Named after his famous great-great-uncle, a five-term U.S. senator, he was raised shuttling between Washington, D.C. and Missouri, a lifestyle intended to steer him toward law and politics. However, Benton, encouraged by his mother, defied his father's wishes, dropping out of Western Military Academy to pursue drawing, starting his career as a cartoonist for a local newspaper. This early exposure to caricature and narrative structure proved critical to his later mural work. His formal artistic training was deeply rooted in European academic tradition, starting at the Art Institute of Chicago before moving to Paris in 1908 to study at the Académie Julienne. While in Paris, Benton briefly fell under the spell of modernism. He became acquainted with fellow expatriates, including the Mexican muralist Diego Rivera and the American painter Stanton McDonald Wright, who introduced him to synchromism, an abstract movement centered on the musical use of color. Benton's early works were bold, vibrant, and abstract, but this period of European influence was relatively short-lived. A profound philosophical and artistic shift occurred during and after World War I. Benton enlisted in the Navy, where he was tasked with making realistic, detailed drawings of shipyards and naval life. This disciplined exercise in objective, descriptive drawing reawakened his appreciation for representational art. His rejection of abstract art launched the philosophy that would define his life's work, regionalism. Benton argued that authentic American art must stem directly from American experience, utilizing American subject matter, narratives, and character types. He traveled extensively throughout the 1920s and 1930s, documenting American life in thousands of sketches, from the coal mines of Pennsylvania to the cotton fields of the South, which he meticulously cataloged for use in his monumental murals. Benton's worldview, as translated into his art, was a powerful, populist celebration of democratic labor and the human body. His figures are immediately recognizable for their dramatic stylization. They are large, muscular, and dynamic, often depicted in winding, serpentine poses. This sense of rhythm and fluid movement gave his work a sculptural, almost theatrical energy. Art historians have often linked this undulating style to European mannerism, particularly the works of El Greco. His most famous public murals, such as America Today, 1930 to 1931, and A Social History of the State of Missouri, 1936, were designed to communicate directly with the masses. They are a swirling, cinematic history of the country, showing farmers, builders, jazz musicians, and factory workers as heroic figures of American progress. However, his dedication to realism meant that his murals also confronted controversial issues of the day, including racial conflict and, famously, a depiction of the Ku Klux Klan. For Benton, art served not just as decoration or abstraction, but as a potent, rhetorical vehicle for social commentary. Benton's outspoken nature made controversy a constant companion. His career was rife with public conflict, largely fueled by his belligerent, anti-intellectual stance against the New York art establishment. He publicly and repeatedly attacked critics, curators, and abstract artists, whom he dismissed as effeminate and elitist. One notable career scandal occurred in 1941 when he was fired from the Kansas City Art Institute, ostensibly for making inappropriate homophobic remarks about the figures in the local art scene. Regarding his personal life and relationships with models, the historical record points to a significant incident early in his career. While studying in Paris, Benton lived with a mistress, a relationship discovered by his mother during a visit, which prompted his immediate and scandal-ridden return to the United States. This demonstrates an early rebellious streak that chafed against the moral conventions of his influential family. Later in life, he married Rita Piacenza, an Italian immigrant and a former student, in 1922. Rita became his lifelong partner, muse, and fierce gatekeeper, creating a durable and highly protective domestic sphere. While Benton did not shy away from nudity or suggestive themes in his work, such as his highly provocative painting Persephone, which featured a nude model in a modern allegory, this type of artistic expression was more scandalous for its content and populist appeal than for documented illicit relationships. His relationship with Rita was the dominant fixture of his adult life, providing a consistent anchor against the constant turmoil his public persona created. Ultimately, Thomas Hart Benton was a complex artist who fused a deep commitment to American subject matter with a dynamic, highly stylized visual language. His work, which was both celebrated by the public and savaged by critics, forced the nation to consider its own cultural authenticity during a period of intense global and domestic change. He may have been antagonistic, but his impact was undeniable. Benton passed away in 1975 at the age of 86.
If you're enjoying the content so far, I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos, and you'll never miss out. Also, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. And if you think this video would be helpful or entertaining for someone else, please share it with them. Finally, make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video.